Test review, academic, scientific notation, ordering real numbers, and sets and subsets. I'm going to go through a couple of the examples. The rest of it will be in PDF format on Canvas for you to check later. We are going to start with number 5, and we're going to change scientific notation into standard form. So let's look at 34,500,000. The decimal is in the back, and we need to change it so that the number is between 1 and 10. I moved it 7 places, so I'm left with 3 45/100 times 10 to the 7th power. Remember, if your number is larger than 10 in standard form, then your exponent is going to be positive. And if your number is smaller than 1 in standard form, your number is going to have a negative exponent. So let's look at the other side. We have a number in scientific notation, and we need to change it to standard form. So start with your original number, 4.07. And since I have a negative exponent, that tells me I'm going to make my number smaller. So I'm going to move it 2 places, 1, 2, and my new number is 0.0407. Okay, let's look at number 6. The population of China is 1,350,000,000, and the population of Russia is 143 million. What is the difference of their population in scientific notation? So I know that China's population is this, and Russia's population is this. I'm looking for the difference. And then lastly, I will have to put it in scientific notation. So line up your place value. We have 1,350,000,000 minus 143 million and you should be left with 1,207,000,000. We have our standard form right now. We need to change it into scientific notation. So we're going to move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 places. And you should be left with 1.207 times 10 to the 9th. Okay, next page, we're going to start on number 7. Place the following numbers on the number line. In order to do this, we need to change them so that they all are in the same form and we can place these on our number line. So 3 1/3, if you plug that into your calculator, 1/3 as a decimal, you should get 3.33 repeating. Plug in the square root of 10. You're not going to get a whole number, but you're going to get an approximate value, which is 3.16. Percents, you're changing percent to a decimal. All you have to do is move your decimal 2 places to the left. So right now my decimal is by the percent sign, 1, 2, and I should end up with negative 2.3. 3/10 is already in decimal form. Negative 1 3/5. 3/5 as a decimal is 0.6, so I have negative 1.6. And the negative square root of 25, because the negative is on the outside, we're going to keep our negative, and the square root of 25 is 5. Okay, now we need to place everything on our number line. So 3 1/3 is between 3 and 4, but it's a little closer to 3. Square root of 10 is between 3 and 4 again, but it's a little closer to 3 than what we had with the 3 and 3300ths, or 1/3. So I'm going to put that a little closer to the 3, and that's my square root of 10. Negative 230%, negative 2.3 is between negative 2 and negative 3, but closer to the negative 2. 0.3 is between 0 and 1. Negative 1 and 3/5 is between negative 1 and negative 2 on our number line. It's close to the half, maybe a little closer to 2. And then the negative square root of 25, which is negative 5, is right on negative 5. Okay, let's move down to number 10. Which number would make x true? So I like to put these in all decimals so that I can see all of the numbers in the same format. So 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5. 120%, remember you move the decimal 2 places to the left, is 1.2. 1/3 as a decimal is 0.3 repeating. 0.6 is already in a decimal, and 1/5 as a decimal is 0.2. So now I need to figure out which one of these would make it true. So it has to be greater than 0.3, but less than 0.5. So A, 1.2 is much larger than 0.5. B, 0.3 repeating. If I keep writing that decimal, it's 0.333. So that one falls, it is greater than 0.3 and less than 0.5. I'm going to keep going to double check that my work is correct. 0.6 is greater than 0.5, and 0.2 is less than 0.3. So the correct answer should be B. And let's do number 16. Number 16, which point on the number line best represents the square root of 3? Square root of 3 is not a perfect square, so I need to figure out what's a little bit less and a little bit more. So perfect squares, we've got the square root of 1, which would be 1, and the square root of 4, which is 2. Square root of 3 falls in between that, so I can automatically cross out M and P. Okay, and now I'm between N and O. They're both between 1 and 2, but the square root of 3 is closer to 4 than it is to 1, so the answer should be C, O. Again, if you need to check your review, it's PDF format on Canvas, and double check your answers. Good luck.